Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along to the channel, everybody. It's another match preview today. I didn't do one for the Wednesday game, but we're back with the match previews for the game tomorrow evening. Leeds United host Norwich City on Wednesday the 22nd of January. It's a 7:45 kickoff. Ellen Road is the venue and we're going to preview it here in this preview show. It's match day 28, the 28th game of the season. After this, of course, what is there, 18 games to go? We're coming in now to the kind of end of the season a little bit. Well, actually, it's only just gone through halfway, hasn't it, to be fair? But I think anywhere past Christmas and February onwards kind of feels like the sort of end of the season a little bit, but Leeds United need to keep rolling on. We're unbeaten in 9 games currently, but let's wait and see what happens in this one. We'll go for a little bit of team news first. I'll probably give my predicted lineup and then we'll look at Norwich City. As I always do in the previews, like to focus it a little bit more on the opposition. So if we have a look at the team news, I think Mr. Fark was speaking yesterday, about what what we can expect from his side in tomorrow evening's game. So I think he said potentially that Manor Solomon is carrying a little bit of a knock, which is unfortunate because he's been playing really well. 4 goals and 4 assists for Manor now in the league. Yeah, it would be a real shame if he can't make it because he has played quite well over the recent times. Also, Brendan Aronson is carrying a little bit of a knock, so he might as well miss that game. So 2 players there that would be big misses for Leeds United, actually, wouldn't they? So we're going to have to find a solution to that if they are not fit. And then I think Pascal is still out, isn't he? So probably expect Ethan and Joe Rodon to continue their partnership at centre back. So with all that in mind, I'll just try and run through what I think the predicted lineup might be. Bellier in goal, left back. Left back's a funny one because if Firpo's all right, then you'd probably put Firpo in. So I'm going to go with Firpo. Obviously, he was on the bench on Sunday, wasn't he? So I'm going to go with Firpo in. Ampadu and Rodon at the centre back positions. Right back Bogle. Centre mid probably Rothwell and Tanaka. Then you've got the wings. See if Aronson's out. I think Ramazan is going to be put in the 10 position. And if Solomon's not there, then I think Willie Nonto will play and Dan James will be on the other wing. So it'll be a free of Nonto, Ramazani and Dan James. Obviously, Willie Nonto's played his 100th game for Leeds on Sunday, came off the bench for the final moments of the win over Sheffield Wednesday. Didn't have as much of an impact as Ramazani, of course. Largely got on a goal and then he got the assist for Tanaka's final goal, the third goal, which completely put the gloss on that win. So, yeah, that's what I think will be the 3. And then I think Joel Perot will start up front, but Perot's just a passenger. And you say, like, he's got 15 goal involvements, 10 goals and 5 assists, but you just think, a passenger for the majority of these games. It's really frustrating. And, the January window is ticking down now. Doesn't look like we're going to get another striker in. So, it's been a very, very passive window for Leeds. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, let me know how you feel about it in the comments there below. But for me personally, we needed some more players. And it now looks maybe that we did need another centre back as well, potentially. So we might have needed 3 players at least. And it's at the moment going into the final week of it, really, final sort of 10 days of it. You know, we're looking like we're getting no players at all this time round. So let's wait and see what happens. So you would have thought, to be fair, that Leeds would have been able to get over the line regardless. But it's always nice to have some more reinforcements, isn't it? So yeah. But anyway, so that's my predicted lineup. Let me know yours in the comments there below. So let's talk about Norwich City then. Norwich City currently sit in 11th position. I think they are maybe 5 points off the playoff place, maybe 5 points off sixth place, the final playoff place. A little bit indifferent to Norwich, aren't they? They're always in and around it. Obviously, got into the playoffs, of course they did. Last season, we know only too well, don't we? But at the moment, doesn't look. It looks like they've got a little bit of work to do to get in there this time. Obviously, the new manager this season, he's done okay. Um, you know, in this particular game, they are looking at quite a number of injuries, including most notably for Leeds United is Borja Signs, who is obviously their top scorer, scored plenty of goals this season, and will probably end up in the Premier League next season. Who knows at this point, but I don't think Norwich City will be in the Premier League next season. So I would have said he would get a move into the Premier League. He's really, been worth his salt for Norwich this time round. Top scorer, I think he's the top scorer in the division as well. So, and he will be a massive miss. He's missing through a suspension. He spat at an opposition player. I think it was Chris Mepper won it for Sunderland. So he spat at him. He's got a 6-match ban. This will be him halfway after this game into that ban. So he's got 3 games remaining after this to sit out, which is a big plus for us because he is, he's a menace, obviously, and he's their best player. He's arguably the league's best player. So, if he's going to miss, then that's fine. That's all good for me. They've got a couple more players on the injury table as well. So I think the manager was speaking. He said that they're going to line up pretty well, not line up the same, but line up with the same squad as they did in the 2-0 defeat at Bramall Lane against Sheffield United on Saturday. So it's a tough run, that tough little fixture list, that. Sheffield United away, then Leeds away within the same week, basically within a few days of each other. Very difficult. That is the current top 2 in the division. So, yeah, difficult. It's going to be difficult for Norwich tomorrow evening, I think. With the depleted not numbers, but with the depleted quality in the squad. You look at that squad. When he's saying we're going to run with the same team basically as we did at Sheffield United. If you look at that team, there's nothing really there that can trouble you. Really, there's Josh Sargent, yes, who came off the bench on Saturday for them, who scored he put them in front, didn't he, against us in October at their, down at their place, Carrow Road, with that penalty. Obviously, Elijah Ramazani struck back in the second half. It was a much improved second half from Leeds on that Tuesday evening, midweek game again. Much improved second half. Ramazani got the equaliser. It ended 1-1, which at the time probably wasn't a bad point really, but I think we've got to, obviously at home, we've got to be looking to win this game. Like I said, they're sitting in 11th, kind of on the way, well, basically on mid-table, aren't they, there? And, although they're not that far away from the playoffs, I don't think they've got that quality. I think Borja Signs is basically carrying them, really. And with him not there, they look a bit ordinary, don't they? And if you look at this, I mean, in comparison, I think I looked at their starting lineup against Sheffield United. There's only 11 goals in that team, and they are one of the highest scorers in the Championship. Bar ourselves, I think Middlesbrough have got the second most, just a goal more than Norwich. But when then we're the top scorers, but they're in the top 3, of the top scorers in the league, basically 43 goals. Like I said, only us and Middlesbrough have more goals than them. But and crucially, they concede a lot of goals as well. I think only 3 teams outside the current bottom 3 have actually conceded less. So yeah, they're conceding a lot of goals. They do concede a lot of goals, and they score a lot. They concede a lot. Without Signs, I don't think they're going to score that many at Ellen Road tomorrow evening. We've got a decent, record. Only 19 goals conceded. It's not too bad in the whole season. So that's not so bad, is it? Really, when you look at it. Could have been a lot less with that whole game. That whole game's still annoying me, really. But yeah, there you go. You can't do anything about it now. But yeah, so I think Norwich will have a difficult game. Like I said, they do score a lot, but they do concede. There weren't that many goals in their starting 11, only 11. Like I said, you compare that to the 34 that was in Leeds' starting 11 for Sunday's win against Sheff Wednesday. You'd think, yeah, there's a bit of a level to it, really, isn't there? There you go. So, look, we should win. Obviously, a home game. You never do know, though. Obviously, Daniel coming up against his former team. He's faced them 5 times now. This will be the 5th time that he's faced Norwich since becoming Leeds United manager. And if we look back at last season, like I said, obviously the previous game this season at Carrow Road ended in a 1-1 draw. Last season we played them 4 times, obviously twice at home, twice away as well, obviously. We won both of the games at home. Patrick Bamford scored the only goal in a 1-0 win. I think it was in February of last year at Ellen Road. And then obviously the playoff second leg, Leeds United really came to they really came to the table, didn't we, on that evening with a 4-0 thumping of Norwich to eventually get to Wembley. Obviously, we won't remind ourselves of what happened at Wembley, but that was a marvellous display to demolish Norwich City with a 4-0 win in the playoff semi-final second leg. So, yeah, Norwich will be looking to sort of arrest this little bit of bad form they've got going against Leeds at Ellen Road. But I don't think it's going to come tomorrow. I might be wrong. It's football. Anything can happen. But let me know your thoughts in the comments there below. How do you see the game going? Again, any Norwich fans watching, you're very, very welcome here. Give me your thoughts on your team. Are you going tomorrow evening? How do you see the game panning out? Can you still make the playoffs? Of course you can. There's plenty of time to go. Can you just get that run going? You know, over the last 5 games, I think Norwich that was the first defeat in 5, wasn't it, against Sheffield United? I think they've won three of the other 4 games before that and drawn one. So they were going into that game on decent form, really. I know they did lose to Brighton in the cup as well. Mr. Jorginho Ruter started his little run of form. He's obviously scored 2 in 2 now for Brighton in the Premier League. That's 4 goals, I think, in 3 games. Now, for him, they obviously demolished Norwich at Carrow Road in the FA Cup. But if you're looking at league form, only 1 defeat in the last 5. So, yeah, they're starting to maybe mount a charge, but I don't think any points will be theirs come 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. Let me know how you're feeling about this one. Thanks a lot for watching. March on together. I'll see you on the next one.